Welcome to Calling the Shots podcast with Paulie Walnuts. I am your host, Paulie, and usually, I'm in college football form right now, talking USC football. But you know what? There's a lot of topics that we're going to be talking about here. I'm going to be doing a lot of content on different sports, ranging from boxing to you name it. It could be tennis, soccer, whatever, NBA, NFL, all of it. But you know what? I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about my beloved Raiders. It's usually I like to be positive and have fun talking about certain sports topics, but this one's kind of it's a downer, man. It really is, and there's a reason behind that. And I knew when this team decided to move to Vegas, I knew it was a big mistake, and I just knew it in my gut that my God, that was going to be pretty much, I don't want to say the end of the franchise, but the days of your daddy's Raiders are pretty much over after that. I was praying that we would somehow end up in Los Angeles and the Chargers would move to Vegas and we'd end up in Los Angeles, but it didn't work out that way. And there's a reason why. People ask me, well, what's the big deal? Vegas is so much fun and isn't that it? Those are comments coming from people that never got to experience what Raider football was about and what it stood for. And I remember as a kid in Los Angeles being able to watch players like, Howie and Marcus and Matt Millins and, all these guys, man. I mean, it was amazing. Amazing to be able to see that. And then I grew up in the Bay Area a good chunk of my life. And to be able to watch my beloved Raiders play, and be successful and my brother, I'm so proud of him. He was starting his career out as a videographer, and he was covering the Raiders, and he'd take me on the sidelines once in a while. And my younger brother, and we, he did that for me, and he knew how much that meant to me, and so, I was always grateful for that. But those are some phenomenal memories, man. Going to the press conferences and being able to see what football was all about, and like I said, that Raider experience was so unique. It was an industrial place, man. It was just a cement dump. Nothing spectacular about it. It was just a piece of like round bowl in the middle of nowhere. Off this the cold air from the water would be coming in. But you know what? And people getting off the BART train that would stop there, and you'd go to a store, trying to buy your booze for the game, and those stores around the stadium didn't carry Coors Light. They carried OE and St. Ides and those brews like that. And that's how different it was. But you know what made it so special? It was a unique melting pot of cultures, man. You'd have your essays, you'd have your brothers, you'd have your white guys, and all parked next to each other. One guy cooking burgers and hot dogs, the other one cooking carne asada, the other one cooking ribs, and everybody sharing food with each other. And it was unlike any experience ever. It was the best tailgate. I've been to a lot of different stadiums, and that was the best. And the thing about it too, they had the Raider band going. Some of the old players would come in and come down and talk to the fans, and people were fired up by the time game time was around. You want to know part of us in there. It was like it was just like just a bunch of caged up, just a positive aggression. It wasn't bad, but you know what? If you were a guy wearing, sporting a different team's jersey, and you wanted to be that guy that couldn't control your liquor and was mouthing off, boy, let me tell you, that was the wrong place to do it, because you'd get handled immediately there. And it was just this intimidation, this level of intimidation that would always benefit us. Players hated playing there. I mean, Shanahan got hit with, I don't know what size batteries when he was walking out. I had dropped him to one knee, man, because it was just a frightening place to play for people. And it was like that for a while. But then when Al started kind of dropping off and losing control a little bit, actually a lot, whiffing on coaches, whiffing on players, and then when Derek Carr started crying, that was it for me. Stabler was flipping around in his grave the day I saw that. because Raiders don't cry, man. And that just got me. That killed me. That's what I knew. We were like, wow, we're dropping bad. And then you saw the two sides. You had your one side with the old timer, the guys I grew up with talking to that knew every bit of Raider history, that would share these special moments with you, great storytellers, students of the game, showing up, man, with their lunch pails, dude, just ready to listen to Raider football. They'd have their little their little radio and their little Walkman thing, dude, so they could listen to the game. And those were some of the most memorable times of my life. And like I said, started fading. And then you had the other side. Once they started painting their faces and wearing the costumes, and people didn't care about the game really as much, they just really cared more about the environment and about the Raiders. It was that it did, but yet we lost a lot of that old school feeling. People knowing about the teams. Half the time, Raider fans didn't even know what teams were on the schedule for that Sunday. They didn't even know any of the players, what college they came from, who are they, what they're about. And we always prided ourselves on being a very knowledgeable sports fan base, and that we lost that. How can you? Of course you're going to lose it when you see C-3PO Raider running around, Sombrero Raider, Cholo Raider, King Tut Raider, Dia de los Muertos Raider, Chewbacca Raider, Scarecrow Raider, Wednesday Addams Raider. I mean, it was so stupid. Come on, man. I hated that. I hated it. And so it's been rough. It's been rough taking it on the chin like this every season. And this was the first time in a long time being a USC guy. Pete gives me hope. And people right away, now we're 1-3. And right away, typical Raider fans want Aiden O'Connell. He's the savior. Let's start him. Bench Gino. Oh my God. Please stop with the Aiden O'Connell talk. He is not the answer, people. I'm tired of hearing that. I don't know what it blows my mind. Blows my mind. I mean, oh my God. At least Gino can run. I don't care if he throws a pick. The guy, it's a new offensive coordinator. There's a lot of things that are happening right now. But one thing I do trust in Pete is he can handle Vegas. He drafts well. He knows how to put a franchise together and make him competitive. He's a great talent evaluator. He believes in competition. If somebody's not playing right, you know what? Next man up. And that's what I love about him. And that's what I want. It's that little bit of magic and that aura of intimidation, all that's gone now. I understand that. We're in Vegas now, where we get outnumbered. We're a tourist destination now. And it's always going to be that way. It's never going to be the same anymore. And when we need to, just us old school, grumpy old men need to realize that, man. That's it, man. That's the way it's going to be. But as long as we're competitive, we get back on track and not being people's doormats again. That's all I want. I want us to be competitive again. I want us to have pride. I want the fans to take pride. Learn about your team. Put some effort into it, man. And it just makes things a lot better. I know I need to be better. I need to go more games, but it's just not the same for me, man. I'm still stuck in the old school when it comes to, it's a beautiful stadium. When certain games, you'll see the Raider fans just show up in full force, man. But then against the Bears, God, even the Cardinals outnumbered us. That was embarrassing. But when the Bears made it feel like a home game, that just can't be happening. So I don't know what needs to happen with your organization, drop in prices, do something where people can afford to go to these games. It's ridiculous amount of money that you guys are charging for that. And you know what? Let's get back to making it football again. I don't care about that stupid club we have downstairs with those guys over there and they're drinking lemon drop martinis with their skinny jeans. I don't care about that whole section. For me, take that out. You know, make that thing some kind of black hole or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Even though I thought the black hole was annoying back in the day, but those guys were dedicated, man. They were dedicated fans, and they came and they brought it every Sunday, and make that there, make that this location as intimidating as we can for people. But I like I said, I don't know if that could happen anymore. But all I'm asking for is you know, I don't want to get pushed around anymore. I want to look forward, man, to waking up on a Sunday morning in an away game and making my breakfast and my potatoes, man, and getting them ready for, you know, getting ready to watch the game in the morning, and that's fun to me. Or, you know, barbecuing and stuff like that, you know, and getting ready for the afternoon game and just knowing that we have a chance to compete and a chance to win. It just that's all I'm asking for. But anyway, guys, listen, man, I don't want to go on and on and on. I just wanted to kind of touch base. I wasn't trying to rip any of the Raider family. I love you guys, man. I really do. I mean, I could do without the whole makeup and clown crap and all that, but you know what, man, I really do love being around Raider fans, and I just say, you know, like I said, I wish we could kind of bring that Oakland mentality and kind of bring it back to Vegas and make it fun again. But listen, you can go ahead and please, man, do me a favor and hit that subscribe and like, and you can find me at Calling the Shots podcast with Paulie Walnuts on YouTube, and then you click on the index and you can find me on all social media platforms there as well. And then also on Saturdays, I do a USC pregame show called Pregames with Paulie and Preston, and we cover USC football. So if you're interested in that, man, hit us up. And I'll also be doing a live show from the Michigan USC game as well. So anyway, man, let's go. Let's definitely, man, give us a shot, and we'll be dropping I'll be dropping some really cool content, and eventually we'll get into the hour show type thing and all that. But for now, I'm just going to be dropping these little heartfelt little videos that I come up with. Anyway, guys, you take care, man, and everybody be safe out there, okay? All right, take care. Good night.